this year, the out-of-district, in-district deal with the Tarrant Regional comes to an end. So by doing that, we have to make everybody the same. I mean, there's no more tax involved that offset the in-district, out-of-district as we had in previous years. So not only that, but we're not getting the revenues that it's taking to operate this water department. I'm just being honest. And so we've been flirting with a reserve budget that's around $400,000 or $500,000 in reserve, which is extremely low for water. And in order for us to make it, I sit down with all the operational expenses, and bottom line, the water rate's going to go up too, and I estimate it about 23%. That's the bottom line to make all of this balance like it should. That's what's going to have to happen. Anything less than that, we're going to be in the red. I mean, these expenditures are very bottom line tight. I've cut a lot of stuff out of here. It's not even in here that I put into the Reserve Act to be expended that way. Otherwise, this would be well into the red. And it includes no salary increases. It is right now in the black at $13,000, but that's only because we had to have two big increases, water and sewer, and we don't like doing that to the citizens either. I don't know any other way to do it. I'll just be honest. What it's going to involve is the citizens that have been getting the out-of-district rate are going to get a $2 increase on their base. The ones that have been in district all this time, they're going to get a $4, and brings it all up to everybody with a flat rate of $30, whereas right now it's 26 and 28. And the consumption rose in commercial just as well, and a lot of our we have a lot of out-of-city accounts that we get from Fort Worth, and I did increase those significantly too. But over the whole thing, it's about a 23% increase.
How many out-of-city accounts do we have?
I think what we have right now is 15 out-of-city accounts.
Did you say the outer city is higher than the
Yes, it is. It always has been, but we increased it too, along with everything else. If you're talking about out-of-city limits, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, out-of-city limits, yeah. For instance,
Isn't that a small one?
that really is. If you'll look at my spreadsheet that I did on I itemized everything in the water as to how I based that rate. My notes here. Yeah, here it is.
It says we have 21.
It's at the very back of the budget. I took the sales this year, and then I added it up, projected revenue that I would get, and then I went in and calculated what it was going to take to get us to where we could offset all our expenditures. Now, this is just on the water side. I've already told you the sewer's already going to go up 17%, and that's because of the treatment costs. I can't do anything about that one. And on the water side, because they're going up, because we do have to use Fort Worth water, especially when the manganese level gets off, I had to calculate that in. And by doing all that and adding in things that we project we've got to do this year to the water plant, I showed it line by line, base rate. I took the exact amount of customers we got now. I had line full what we've got current users. This is not me taking last year's people or anything. It is actually up to date, the number of people, and the usage is actually what we used this year amongst everybody in the city. And So that way I could get a true number, or close to a true number. You know, you're counting on everybody paying the water bill and things like that, but, I went through and showed the base rates of what residential, was and what it was going to, and, some of them are pretty good size increases, you can see. But overall, it was 23%. And how's that? Because, the FY22 was 1,857,832, whereas FY21 was 1,510,041. If you do the math, that's 23%.
When was the last time we adjusted it?
2 years ago. Remember, we did it for the Water Development Board bond.
So it's just returned that much in 2 or 3?
Yes, sir. It really has. We were trying to do it, piecemeal it, like we've always said we shouldn't do. That's what we were trying to do. This is actually what it's going to take to bring this budget together like it should be. And I knew I was going to be in a lot of trouble for this. I've been dreading it.
You are, but you're there to figure out what, I mean, that's where it goes.
I wished I had
We need to know.
areas that I could say were blown apart and we could do it that way, but that really and truly, these guys have put together a very restrictive budget.
And Marvin, I also want to go back to, we had to pull a lot out of the budget.
Said it doesn't include any salary changes outside of step one. So what goes in percent cost of your total fund?
We did a 2% in, general fund, comes out, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I did a 2% again. I didn't put it in this budget, I just calculated. Okay, in the general fund, it comes to $40,048. In the water fund, it's $12,800 $12,818 in the water. I've got a little over 13,000 in the black right now, so if you did that, you would still be in the black, but by very little. And, if you did that in the general fund, you'd still be in the black by 50,000.
Is that your recommendation?
Yes, that's my recommendation,
2%.
2%.
I'm just curious, since that is your recommendation, so we didn't put it in the budget, which one else?
Because I wanted y'all to weigh in on it. In times past, we've tried to keep that out, along with some of the capital. This year, I went on and put the capital in, but I still wanted the council to weigh in on the salary.
My position is that we need to get salary. Something forward. What do you say?
You said it's
Guide
position area,
for
positions.
budget, if you expect, there's some good things to happen next year.
Yeah, I expect a lot of really good things that are going to happen. The enterprise, I think, is going to surprise us. I think it's going to be, I was dead set against the enterprise thing. Everybody knows that. But as it went on, I'm very hopeful, not only hopeful, but I'm looking forward to that cutting a lot of our vehicular expenses going forward. I mean, I just wish the bigger trucks, like fire trucks, garbage trucks, would be included in that game. So we still have to continue on with them. But not only that, but the Rescue Act, it does help, and it will help. It will help in some of the police and fire. But if you go and you jump salaries up now and you're in the Rescue Act and you're using that money, then what happens in 2024 when you no longer have that? So I have to think